Hey guys, how's it going? Welcome back. So we've got a 527 grain arrow versus 710 grain arrow, and kind of going to do a bit of a see what the point of impact difference is going to be, as well as overall penetration. Now you'll notice though that as far as the 710 goes, it's got a couple of extra inches in length, and well, this is the way it was set up and cut for my Martin Magnum Phantom bow that I had several years ago. And this is the only arrow that's left that is dead perfect straight and has not been shot yet until now. So we're at 20 yards and we're gonna see how things go. It's my PSE Stinger 3G bow. I've got it set up to 56 pounds and I'm nicely dialed in on all four pins at 20, 40, 20, 30, 40, and 50 yards. Anyways, but we're at 20 yards for this test. Oh, that's pretty cool. All right. So we've got our 527 grain here, which it knocked the bullseye thingy out, but we're just a slight hair under bullseye, which it is getting dark out here. It's a little harder to see, okay? So that's not bad. Let's check penetration here. All right, so I give that pretty much about a foot. I'm gonna try and hold my thumb in the same place. And this one actually hit right below, and that's roughly almost 7 inches. But at least that got into the bullseye ring. Penetration is almost identical. So that's not too bad. That's only about a half an inch, maybe, almost a half an inch. So, but a big difference in impact. So if I want this to get up to here, I'm gonna have to aim to here. So let's do one more test, except for this one. I'm gonna leave the camera over here for you guys so that you can see what's going on. So we got about 7, so I gotta aim to the bottom of this ring. Should put me right into the bullseye. Well, I was somewhat close, but I did completely miss with my first shot. It jumped. Be right back, instant for you. All right, we're gonna do that one more time. I can't believe I did that. Oh, hey, that's not too shabby. I was aiming for about here, right in this area here. So I aimed a little lower, and we got her. So yeah, that's pretty close, because this one went to here. Yeah, that's pretty close. Not quite a bullseye for level, but pretty close. This one's a little bit closer. I'm down by, not by much, very little. All right. That penetrated a little bit less that time. That's probably, it's about 7 inches penetration, we'll say. Pretty close. That definitely went a little bit deeper. All right, so the idea behind testing this was a couple of things. Number one, 527 grain arrow takes a lot of energy to throw down range, okay, compared to like a 400 grain, right? And 710, that's a bit more weight yet, okay? And it's a little bit longer arrow too, which does make up for that weight too. Anyhow, But I wanted to see what the point of impact difference would be using heavy arrows, because when I first started shooting this bow this year, I had 380 some grain arrows, 500 spine, and I dialed this thing in like dead on, and it was fine. But as soon as I shot one of these, I was like way down in comparison, like really way down. So it required jacking up my limb power. What am I at, 56 now? So I think I was around 58. And then resighting, and that made a difference. Right now I'm at 56. Either way, the 710 does take an awful lot more horsepower. I used to shoot these at 70 pounds on my Martin Magnum Phantom bow, and unfortunately I don't have that bow anymore, but at least I do have a memory from it and the videos. So, anyways, it just goes to show it does take more and more energy to get the arrow to hit in your bullseye area. So heavy weight, heavy FOC, it has some good and bad points to it, obviously, but the amount of gain for energy at this point in game, 527 to 710, there's not that much difference in the impact. Definitely a POI, but definitely not a whole lot of impact difference between the two of them. So it's kind of like minuscule, which we talked about on my heavy arrow, heavy FOC. What they didn't tell us, like resighting your bow, jacking up more limb power. To get this to dial into 50 yards with these arrows actually took me going to 56 pounds. Similar scenario that happened with 400 grain arrows on my Matthews bow. It took me going to 58 to get the 60-yard shot to be perfect on level with the bullseye, okay? So half of one dozen the other, guys. I mean, and 400 is a far cry lighter than 527 and 710. But distance is another story altogether. You need poundage to get distance as well with your arrows, and that's an obvious point. You can resight all you want, but if you're not going to turn up your power and you keep sighting, I mean, we ran out of sight tape on that Spot Hog for the calibration, and we had to go to 58 pounds to get 60 yards and to get type sight tape 4 at the time, which that turned out wasn't all that perfect either. But now we're on sight tape 10, which is absolutely spot perfect on yard for yard for yard for yard for yard. And I even have that thing back dialed now to 10 yards, 15 yards, and then I start my 20, and every single yard by yard, it is like dead on. So I don't know, nothing's perfect science, I guess. Anyhow, let me know what you guys thought of the video, other than my screw up of a miss, but at least I can say this thing's been christened now, and it actually flies pretty damn good. I was impressed. Thanks for watching. Catch you on the next one.